Darn on Eric. Droopy plays Scalding Tarn.
I think Eric has a foil one, though.
Yep. I used to have a foil one.
Alright, we see Droopy on the play pass and Eric cracking his fetch at the end of turn.
Droopy plays Tropical Island. Let's see what Eric pulls out.
I mean, I'm sure for those of you watching, you're really familiar with how cracking works, but most people crack at the end of turn just so your opponent doesn't have an idea of what you're going until the very last second. Always a very good tip for doing that. Now with the island, do you think we might be seeing a mongoose soon or a Tarmogoyf? Because normally he goes for the volcanic island first, but not in this case. Alright, we see an island out on Eric's side.
You're still thinking of Ryan Burke?
No, for Canadian Thresh. It plays Bolt.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about
no.
the regular island.
Alright, we see the Brainstorm.
From Eric.
I'm not sure if Eric had something in mind he wanted to throw away.
But he is digging.
Yeah.
Does he like his hand? I've seen an Intuition. And a Show and Tell. He cracks a fetch, or he drops
Misty
a fetch.
Rainforest on the field.
Droopy's going to Brainstorm.
And for those of you, it looked a little funny too. He did that. It goes untap, upkeep, and then draw a step. So after his untap step, and then during the upkeep is when he did it. We see the Goyf in hand, so he may be able to get out that early Goyf.
No, he's going to put the Fork Bolt on top.
Mm-hmm.
So
just for the
flip
reveal.
The Delver.
Is he running any sort of creature hate? I don't see any snags on the field.
Nope.
Now, this Dream Hall is just going to lead up to the Progenitus and try and get in there that way. But he looks like he's really, really hurting for it. Alright, and we see... Oh, did Droopy stifle his crack? Oh, Droopy. You're a jerk.
That's great.
Stifle can stop an activated ability. So in this case, the activated ability of tapping and sacrificing it to get the land. So essentially, you just screw him out of one life. But putting people behind is pretty boss. For those of you unaware of how Conflux works, which is going to be an important part in Eric's arsenal right now, probably definitely one of the cards he's going to be digging for. Conflux costs 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to play, I think. Yeah, I think Conflux costs 8. It puts a card of each color in your hand. Not colorless, just white, blue, black, red, green. Yeah, a card of each. Luckily for him, Progenitus
look at
is
that.
all
Dave
of them.
pulls up Conflux.
Yep.
Thank you, Dave.
Super Dave, number 1. So with that, he can pull in the Progenitus. He'll probably pull in, for his blue, the Dream Halls, or the Omniscience now. Probably Omniscience will be a good target for it, so he can just play the Progenitus straight up. I'd say that'd probably be what he pulls if he has a way to deal with Droopy's counterspells.
What is that card? That's the Conflux. He's discarding it. Eric really needs some land right now.
Yeah, he still has some manipulation left. I did see one Brainstorm still left in his hand. It looks like he had the Show and Tell on the end.
And it doesn't look like a land, but it's a ponder. Let's see what happens.
It's better than nothing.
Oh, and he's going to Spell Pierce it. Droopy, Droopy, Droopy.
Droopy, not nice.
Denying his opponent, and there's a Force of Will.
He knows how much he needs it.
Yes,
He's just wondering what he wants to throw away. And what's he throwing away
So
today?
Dream Halls.
Dream Halls is getting tossed. So I see Eric throwing away pretty major parts of his deck just to be able to try and stay in this game. The boss thing about Dream Halls, for those of you who are not too familiar with the card, it reads verbatim, rather than pay the mana cost for a spell, its controller may discard a card that shares a color with that spell. So kind of think of it a little bit like how Force of Will works, where you take the 1 life and discard a color, or a card of the same color. He could discard any blue card in his hand, can discard a Ponder if he likes, and pop that Progenitus into play.
Yep.
And not have to pay its huge mana cost. And there's the scoop. Do you think that Eric maybe had too much manipulation? He wasn't pulling any lands, which really screwed him over.
Yeah, that stifle really hurt him.
Yeah, that was a deciding stifle, I believe, because he didn't hit anything after that. Let's see what he might be going for the sideboard here. Probably Sanctity. That can't be the target of spells.
Okay. Leyline Sanctity. Yeah, he could do that.
Leyline of Sanctity, as we have it here.
Leyline. Let's see.
The Surgical Extraction might be really good for him. So he can somehow manage to dispel one of the big things like the Goy for the Mongoose and just take it out completely. That'll work out really, really well for him. Looking over here at Droopy's list, he's not going to have to worry about the gut shot because there's not going to be anything that can do it. Ancient Grudge isn't going to help him because there's no artifacts that he's going for. He's also running the 1 surgical. Scavenging Ooze isn't really going to help, but it can get a little...
They both might side in Flusterstorm. Eric has a Flusterstorm, and Alex has 2 of them.
Yeah.
Alex seemed like he was all right on his counters. Like, he hit every one of them that he needed, and his stifle, so...
What do you think of the Croson? Is that the card I'm thinking of?
It's the green card. It's the, split second card, yep.
No, he's not going to need that.
Well, it gets rid of,
It'll do the enchantment.
Yeah.
That will be really good.
Yeah. But he's probably going to have a...
Oh, he has 2. Okay, I was going to say 1 probably won't be very likely to see it, but he is running 2. Some of his numbers, I guess he got his Croson Grip and Ancient Grudge messed up. I know they both
I think
hurt artifacts, but come on here.
Sitting back and thinking of his...
Are you looking at Disrupt?
No, I was looking at Dispel, because Eric might need some Dispels as well.
The good thing is, too, counter target instant. There's nothing sorcery you can play for counter spells, so that's really us to worry about. I would say Disrupt would be good just because he really needed to get those cards in hand. Who's running Disrupt?
Alex.
No, Alex is. I really don't know if he thinks he needs to go for advantage.
Well, Alex is probably going to take out his 3 Vapor Snags, knowing what he's going to play against.
Yeah.
Because those aren't good against him.
He'd rather just counter it.
Yeah. You can't target Progenitus with a Vapor Snag, so...
Yeah. And plus, I'd rather, instead of hoping for the creature to come out, actually get rid of the enchantment.
Yeah.
Knock it out of the way, get rid of show and tell before it gets its chance to get out there. Now, when we look at the lands of both players, 5, 9, 12, looks like 15, 16, 17, 18. Do you think 18 may be too light on Eric? I know he has a lot of low-cost spells. He does have pretty good deck manipulation going on for him, but we saw what happened when he missed those land drops, and we saw what happened when the 1 crack got stifled. So I think I think he'd be a little more comfortable at 19 or 20.
Well, he has 3 Ancient Tombs, so he's probably good on his lands.
Problem is, he just has to pull them.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, compared to 4, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Droopy's also running 18 with 8 of those being fetches. but he's working on a much lower curve than what Eric has to deal with. Because remember, Eric needs to ramp into that 5 for Dream Hall.
Yeah.
Eric needs to ramp to that 5. Droopy just needs 2, and every turn he can have a threat on the board. Yeah, that's in a 5.
Yep.
Alright, round 2. I see the Brainstorm in hand. It looks like he also has a Daze in hand as well to try and help out. He started with the ley line. Called it.
That's good.
Yeah. Started with the ley line in hand, which really helped him, and he's getting that early ponder in. So hopefully his deck manipulation. You see a Brainstorm.
His top 3 looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Passing a Droop, who has Volcanic Island in hand, and is going to pass. He has 1 Force of Will, and I can't quite see what's behind it. Not at this angle. Oh, did you hear we're going to try and get hand cams?
Yes,
That's
I
gonna
did.
be
That's going to be
sweet.
awesome. We got a Ponder on Eric's side. Looks like he's got a Brainstorm, like Force of Will, and maybe an Intuition. I couldn't see the middle card. Force of Will.
Friends.
There could be a Dream Halls as well. I couldn't see the 3rd card or the 2nd card.
I just want to see Droopy stifle back
Oh,
again.
I'm sure you do. You are that type of woman.
A jerk?
Yep.
You're a jerk, I know. Alright, we see Brainstorm going down. We see the Daze going.
Crack that fetch, Eric.
That. Does he have no other?
Oh, he knows what's on top. That's right.
Yeah. Does he have another land in hand? I guess Droopy does.
Alex doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He should have caught on that Eric was probably going to try and put in as much spell
There's a
hate as
land.
possible. What's the red on top?
I think it's a lightning bolt.
Which isn't going to matter.
No, it's not.
it's just dead in the water
Yes,
by
it
this point
is.
in time. Droopy getting a little nervous here. I mean, if he could get that early creature threat out, it'd be really good for him, but he's stacked nothing right now.
Eric pulled out a basic, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. We've all learned the
Oh,
main
and here's
price of
the
probably.
stifle. And there's a Force of Will,
Brainstorm.
discarding Brainstorm. Let's see if Droopy Force of Will's on his side. No, looks like it resolves. Looks like
no,
Alex is
we'll
just
see.
going to save it for the big threats that Eric has.
Yeah. He knows that there's worse out there. I mean, Leyline does seem pretty bad against Thresh, but in this case, he knows that he can't just be burned to death, which I think what he might have been going after. He knows, okay, I can try and counter more things that Droopy puts out, and I don't have to worry about him burning me.
It's mostly going to stop just the lightning bolts and maybe a fork bolt. But other
3
than
damage
that,
adds up over time.
it does, but you really got to worry about the Tarmogoyfs,
We see Daze. Was that
Dispel,
Dispel? Okay.
and another Leyline.
Yeah, he knows that's dead in the water, so he's just going to toss that back on top. I don't know if I would get rid of the Daze just yet, simply because we know he's pretty stressed for land.
Correct. But he's holding a Dispel, and what was that? I missed it.
Is that his Dream Halls?
No, I can't see what that card is.
No, I'm pretty sure that's Dream Halls.
Dave, can you pull up what that card was? It's in Eric's graveyard? Oh, it's a Preordain.
That's a weird preordain. Huh, okay.
Oh, it's from the Venser deck.
Okay, that makes sense. I always hate scrying. I always
Why
hate
is that?
scrying. Because I always toss things that I'd need without fail. There is my dream hole. There is my
Oh,
showing
and
tip.
there's a nice fetch. You can get rid of that Leyland sitting on top of his deck.
Mm-hmm.
Or does he have it in his hand right now? I see a white card in his hand.
I think...
Can't see what it is.
No.
Oh, it's the Beacon of Immortality.
Okay. And that's for 6 double life total? Yeah. For 6 double target player's life total. At this point in time, it's not too far off from getting the 6, but... We see itty bitty mongoose getting in there.
Yeah, he hasn't met his threshold.
No.
There's another fetch.
He's nowhere near it. He's getting so land screwed. He's holding on to 2 forces in hand. So he at least knows that he can try and stop something, if not save himself just 1 turn.
Looks like Alex.
He pulled the goy.
Yeah, looks like Alex can play a Goyf this turn.
Mm-hmm.
And he does.
And he's
No.
going to be able to force
Yes, he
the will.
does.
We'll see, because
Alex
he can't dispel it.
Alex
Goyf
is
isn't an
still
instant.
sitting pretty right now.
Ooh. 2 cracks.
Eric's got 5 land in play. Let's see what he can do. Alex got those 2 forces. He's just like, go ahead, try to do something. Something's getting countered. I promise you that. What else does he have? What else does Alex have in hand?
Still holding on to
Does
that
he have a
bolt.
daze in hand?
I don't believe
I see a
so.
spell pierce.
Pierce. No. I mean, 2 force is nothing to mess with.
Neither's Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang's nothing.
2 force will ain't nothing to F with. Oh, it's a W for will too. That works. All right.
It's like Eric just passed turn back to Droopy.
Mm-hmm.
Droopy's getting in there for...
How big is the Goyf?
We got
You know the
instant
mongoose is 2.
land.
We know instant
We got
land sorcery.
3.
It's at least a
Looks
3/4.
like-
There's no creatures.
Yeah, there's no creatures.
So Droopy's just saying, okay, you
Eric's
want to
at
race,
10.
bud?
Alex can still do this. Oh, and there's an ancient tomb.
He's now 3 away from that omniscience.
For Eric's hand.
Just pretty much game over.
Well, he has to have the cards in hand too,
Mm-hmm.
which he can play the beacon. But if Alex just kills him here, we can't kill him right now, but he's getting close enough to it.
He probably almost could have if that
Alex
sanctity
has to-
wasn't
yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah,
3,
if
4,
that-
5, 6, 7. Yeah, if that sanctity wasn't
Yeah.
out,
He'd be dead.
he'd be dead. It's okay, Droopy. You've been verified. You're not the villain for him putting. All right, we see the show and tell. I don't know if Droopy's just gonna get rid of it. Yeah, force with
force.
the spell pierce.
Here's
We see
Daze.
Daze returning an island to hand.
Let's see if he throws
He'll
it.
just pay it. I think I would attack one of my volcanics just so I had the green open.
Oh,
I know it doesn't make sense, but at
look
least
at Alex go.
gonna force that.
And
Woo!
Eric just scoops it up.
Yep.
He had nothing to do. Poor guy had nothing in his hand, even if he could get a Dream Halls or Omniscience out.
Honestly, should he have waited that turn and beaconed and just hold off
He didn't
for
have any
another
white
turn?
source.
Oh, fudge.
He didn't have a white source.
Where does he get his white source from?
He gets it from, oh, he can do it with show and tell.
Yeah, he can just put it out with show and tell.
Or can you do that with show and tell? No.
No,
You
show and
can
tell.
omniscience it.